Hi everyone, so I'm Alan and I am currently 39 years old, 40 this year actually, and I'm about to essentially start my life again in many respects. Now, the reason that I have to do this, that I feel like I have to do this, is I've just hit a point in my life where you ever feel like you're spinning plates and you feel like you've got it under control, and then eventually they start to fall off and everything smashes, and then it turns out you just didn't have anything under control. That's kind of how I feel about my life at the minute. I've lost my way, especially I would say in the past year or two, I've really lost my way. Now I'm quite by nature, I'm naturally a positive sort of can-do guy, and I don't know where it's gone off the rails, to be fair. I've kind of just lost my way in everything. Like, work is never enough. I always have to do more and I have to chase the money. I work in retail, by the way, so a bit of backstory. I worked in banking for 10 years and then it wasn't for me. I switched over and I've gone to sort of retail. And even that it's not great. It's not a great industry to be in. But I find myself in a world where everything is going up in price. Homes are way less affordable. I'm trying to work all the hours that God sends to make it viable for me and my girlfriend to try and build a family. And nothing is ever good enough. I can't seem to build what it is that I need. And as a result, I've got burnout, It's like I'm a guy that from the ages of 18, I used to always go to the gym. I always looked after my body, health is wealth. And I've always believed that. So I've always kind of gone to the gym, worked hard, and I did it regularly, and over the years I've seen some great results. And don't get me wrong, there would be lulls in that where kind of fall out of love with the gym a little bit, maybe lower my rate of going or stop going for a month or two, get a little bit chubby, not like where I'm at, go again. And, rinse and repeat. You don't stay constant at something forever. You have to have like little let-ups. And I don't think I've been now for 9 months, maybe even a year. I've just completely, I think I'm in a slump and I'm depressed. And it's hit me that I'm just not in a good place. It's all kind of crashed into me at once. I'm trying for a baby with my girlfriend. We've kind of left it very late in the day because we only met each other a couple of years ago. And we want a family. We both know that we want a family. So there's those types of issues. I'm at the minute overwhelmed with so many things converging at once. And as a result, I'm absolutely stressed out to the hilt. I feel like life is just beating me down. And this is like the one time that I don't seem to have the energy to get back up. But as I said before, I'm not a naturally like down guy. I'm always usually positive. So I've decided I'm starting this channel, essentially. This is my first video. And I want to use this to kind of document how I'm going to get out of it, because there's no way I'm going to stay in this position. I'm not a naturally defeated guy. I'm going to get back to it. And I wanted to use this more for my own mentality, really. I want to be able to see any progress that I made, see how I get on, because I'm not happy in my job. I'm tired of busting a gut. I currently live in Manchester. Manchester is being developed like you would not believe, to the point where there's so few green spaces. If you live in a big city, you know how it goes. They always find the smallest of green spaces and build a block of flats on it or this, that, and they're always looking to rip it up and convert it into something else. So there's so few green spaces. It's so overcrowded. It's just saturated. The demographics have changed in a huge way, and not in a good way at all. It's just so run down, so much urban decay, so just not good overall. And as a result, I want to get out. So there's so many things about my life at the minute that I want to change. So in terms of like where I live, I want to be near the countryside. The countryside is so much better for your mental well-being. Just being around it all, it's so much better for you. And I know that when I go on walks, I go for a lot of walks with my girlfriend, and we love the countryside and things. And we get out there, and it's just so uplifting for your soul, So yeah, we're looking ideally to relocate soon, I think, try and buy our house together. We don't live together at the minute. try and buy a house together. And then on top of that, I don't even want to change my job. I want to change industries. I want to be able to work for myself. I've always been a creative person. I've always been a person that aspires to work for himself, you know. And over the years, you just become a wage slave because it's convenient. You've got other plans, things go on, you're planning for holiday with your friends, you've got nights out, things pop up, you're invited out for meals, and just life gets in the way, isn't it? It's like that Beatles song, you know, life's what happens while you're making other plans. And it's true. You've all got these good intentions and then you just don't get round to doing it. So as a result, it's like I'm at the fattest I've been in a while. Like, I'm not going to stand up and show you my belly at the now because I'm embarrassed. It's pathetic. I've lost loads of my muscle mass. I used to have like really big arms, like up here, gone. I've got like no muscle mass. It's like it's shrunken away. I've got a fat belly. I'm not happy with my physique, which then leads back to your mental well-being. And yeah, and I know that there'll be millions of people who are in this boat. I've seen, you know, essentially I was inspired by some of the other videos where you see people and they're at a certain age, maybe they've lost their job and they've kind of got to start again. And essentially that's where I am. I've not lost my job, but I want to start again. There's no way that I want this to be my future. This is not my future of working 45, 50 hours a week, getting burnout, seeing my girlfriend only a fraction of the time, always being delayed in terms of starting my family, working for other people, being told what to do, when to do it. None of this stuff works for me anymore. And I know so many people will be in the same boat as me. You know, house prices are so unaffordable, it's ridiculous. I live in Manchester. Manchester's pretty rough and, you know, like run down. And even me and my girlfriend would struggle to afford some of the houses like around this area, which is outrageous. They've almost doubled in less than 10 years. Who can afford that? Unless you're some sort of social wallow or you've just arrived on a boat, you don't get that for free. So we have to work exceptionally hard to try and get a house. And just, you know, it's just overall, it's so unfair. But I'm not going to allow that to get me down, because on the path that I'm on, if I carry on and I carry on just burning myself out, I'm going to end up collapsing. If I carry on down this path and, you know, you keep getting further down the depression hole, it's going to wear you out. It's not good for anyone. If I carry on just physically trying to burn myself out at work, doing all these hours, it's not going to happen. If I carry on not going to the gym for my own sanity, I'm not going to be in a good place and I'm going to get fatter. I do not want to be one of them men that start moving into their middle age and old age and be, really out of shape and really unhealthy. It almost feels like as if I've put a bag on the wrong way around and the straps are at the back and the bag's at the front. I feel like I'm carrying a spare tire. Doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right at all. And I've just been trying and trying and trying, and it's never enough. I'm like, it's always just out of reach, everything that I'm trying to do. Now, as a result, I've just got like a total mental burnout. And the reason that I've started this now is essentially tomorrow I go away. Sorry, I'm a bit sweaty on camera. It's actually really hot today. It's like one of the times in the UK it's really hot. So I go away tomorrow for a week with my girlfriend to Devon Cornwall for a wedding. So I want to use this time as a reset. I want to really start again. And when I come back, I want to hit the ground running. So this is essentially one of many videos that I plan to make that focus on me, building something. I want to show the average guy that it can be done if you put your mind to it. So this is more going to document my journey as I try to escape, emphasis on the word try because it's really difficult, but as I try to escape the rat race, I'm going to try over time to set up a business. I want to reduce my hours. I want to, like I say, move house. So hopefully we'll get to document and show you some of that as I look to buy a house in a different area, completely out of Manchester. Look and start to build a future for me. And hopefully you guys can relate in some way to what it is that I'm saying. And you want to subscribe and just see me on my journey. But if not, I'd love to hear everybody else's comments in terms of like what age you are, what sort of job do you do? Are you guys in the same boat as me? Because I've seen a lot of videos lately and it's kind of quite a common phenomenon where you just get used to working hard, chasing that money. But the problem is that we live in a world of high inflation at the minute. Everything's going up. Your food, your general bills, your utility bills, the price of housing anyway, and it's impossible to keep up. It's impossible to keep up. So we're all busting our guts even more and getting even less out of this system. And we all know it. Everybody feels it. We can all feel that something isn't right. Something isn't right in the matrix here. There's a bug in the system, and we're all starting to feel it. It's more pressure than ever. And, life isn't always rainbows and picnics, butterflies and candy floss, but it just feels worse now than it's ever been. It's like there's so little light at the end of the tunnel. If you look at like the future prospects of jobs in the UK with like automation and AI and things, and you look at the price of housing doubling in a few short years, and where's that going? Am I even going to be able to afford a basic house like a mid-terrace in the future? Or is it just going to keep rising and rising? Look at the demographic changes on the street. I remember when people used to dress smart and be based around the family unit and have pride in themselves. And these days, broken Britain is it's a nation of single mums on welfare or foreigners that I don't even recognise. The world's changed so much. It's such a depressing place. How do you find solace and like a decent future amongst all of this chaos? But either way, that's what I've got to try to find, and that's what I want to do in these videos. I'm going to document my journey on this, and we'll see how we go from there. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments if you feel the same. I can't be the only person at the minute that feels like Britain is absolutely broken, and the idea that we've got 2 more years or whatever it is of a Labour government, or is it 3? I can't even remember. It's like 2 or 3 years of like a far left extremist Labour government destroying even more. It's just insane to me. How they've not called a general election is untrue, but that's where we are. We're in free fall in the UK at the minute. Things are really bad, and I think they're going to get worse. I think they're going to get so much worse. That's why, it's up to me to take individual accountability and better my life. As I can see all these small controlled explosions around the UK in terms of the economy, how inflation's ripping away our bond market, in other words, the national debt, and how much we pay on that debt is escalating. There was a thing recently where we passed, our receipts passed, the amount of welfare bill passed the amount we take in via the tax system, which is just unsustainable. You can't think this is normal. And I look around and everybody just plods on regardless. They carry on like all of this stuff is just completely normal. And no, I can't continue just down this path thinking that, or pretending that everything's okay. I've got mental burnout, mental exhaustion. The UK is such a depressing place at the minute. It's breaking a lot of people, I've seen people that I know and people in my bigger social circle. Some of them have, committed suicide. It's been too much for them. And I think that stuff like that will get worse. And that's why I want to make this channel. I want to give hope to people as well, because I know so many people have been in this position. You think, what the hell do I do? What the hell do I do? I'm looking for a mental reset. So when I come back from this holiday refreshed, I'm gonna get things in motion. I need to get back to the gym. I'm gonna start eating healthier. I'm gonna continue trying for a baby with my girlfriend. I want to start my own little family. I'm looking for, getting a home somewhere a bit more rural, a bit more peace and quiet, more sanguine, more tranquil. But yeah, so that's me, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching this video if you even watched it up to this point. And I will speak to you soon, hopefully with some great news and a little plan of action. That's what I'm going to think about on my holiday, a little plan of action. And I will get back to you soon, guys. And again, thank you for watching.